Hey guys, welcome to another AJ's Game Design Corner, which we've got a new Street Fighter update for you. So we got a bunch of second wave of minis in. Now when you get your pledge, you're going to get them all at once. We didn't want to do waves. That's what's kind of taking a little longer because we're making sure each and every model is as best as it can be. I'm a little, attention to detail on that.
You don't say.
And I've been very, very stingy because I want only the best for you guys. So let's start with some updates on the previous models that we showed you. Hopefully you were quite impressed with those, and I can show you how those have improved over time. And then I'll show you the new models, and then I'll give you an update on the artwork. And then finally, in a completely separate segment, we'll talk about our other game. All right? All right, so right away, one of the things was Ken. And I can show you from a 104% scale, that's what some of these prototype minis are, to a 100% scale, right? This is what your production model is going to look like. So previously, his hair was a little too, weird color.
Sun bleach, too much chlorine.
Exactly. So we gave that feedback and we improved his hair. Again, don't look at the faces. These are placeholder faces, and those will improve. We also got a little bit better fire effects. We took out some of these, basically the pegs that you can see there. We've improved the fire there, and we've given him a little bit better and more accurate skin tone. Now what we think we're going to do is actually apply a soft wash to the gi, to maybe bring it out just a little bit more. But other than that, and of course a completely different face, don't look at the face, then you got yourself the final model there. So that was just that. Now one of our premier models is going to be the Ryu. Now I think if I could show this off to you, how we've improved the skin tone. We've sort of defined the muscles even more. And we've given improvements. Look at the foot, right? So on this one, you've got a, sort of a flat foot. Here, his individual toes are actually starting to come out. And then if you look, I don't know if you can get this, Joe, look at the detail on that belt. Is that not freaking insane? You can actually make out the individual characters as opposed to over here. And then we're getting a little bit more detailing in the base. See,
the wood grain looks great.
The wood grain. I'm obsessed over this kind of stuff because, guys, I'm trying to give you like sideshow collectible models. They think I'm insane, and I am insane, but this is the kind of game I want to make for you guys for tabletop miniatures. So just to show you some other things as you come in close here, Joe. Again, don't look at Chun-Li's face over here.
Placeholder face.
Placeholder face here. This is more like the actual face, okay? And what's happening here is I want to bring this color, and I'll ask you guys in the comments, I want to bring this color here because I like this color a little better. And then this color of ground I think helps her pop more, and we'll bring that over here. Now what's better over here is I love the cloud detail. The cloud detail is a little bit better on this model, and then some of the individual details are good here. The notes I gave them for this is maybe apply a light wash to the boots to kind of bring out some of the laces, and then also instead of white on the spikes, maybe we'll give it a little bit of silver. Okay, so that's just kind of show you how far we've come. So here's some of the older models. Here is the Sagat. Notice again the skin tone has been improved, the detail in the muscles. The fire on the ground's not quite right. I asked them, let me get some fire, the same color fire as on his fists, and try to match that Ken fire style. But if you look at the back, you can really see I'm obsessed with the detail. I want you guys to be able to see it all, really, in high definition. And so that's that. And just to show you how far we've come before we look at the new models, that's what we started with, slowly evolving from this model to this model to this model. And then let me see which one is the right one here, to this model. And then we have basically our final here. We could still add a few more color notes, which I might. I want the gi to be maybe a little less shiny, maybe apply a small, light, soft wash to the gi just to help bring it out. But you can see the detail in the muscles, the detail in the face, and then how we've progressed. And this is why it's taken so long, guys, because, but as you can see here, down along the process, we are there. So I'm just showing you, we're there with the initial models. Again, here's Bison. He looks amazing.
So good.
This is one of our better models. I actually did give them a note. I'm gonna make this a little more metallic on Bison, okay? It looks a little too white to me, his armor. But you got that nice psycho color. And so that's one of our bosses. So that's it for the core box and boss expansion minis. Now all the minis that you see here, these are brand new minis that are coming in, and these are all work in progress. So
placeholder faces.
Placeholder faces, number one. China didn't get the full AI files from us. So what they did on the faces with this new detailed process in order to get their muscles better is they applied their own faces. And apparently they did a little googly eyes on some of them.
Yeah.
But they have now all of the correct faces. So the next wave we're gonna see is correct faces. But first, I want to really just, I think Nash is so good looking. He really stands out. You've got a lot of detail in the muscles. And I love the sort of android look, the Frankenstein hands that he's got there. If you look here, even his glasses are a bit clear. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take the wash on his body down a percentage because he might be a little too shaded, okay? And then also, if you look at the base here, I think the base is clashing with his boots because they're almost, in fact, they are the same color. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the color on the base. But the special effect and the way he looks, the dynamic pose is wonderful, including the detail in his clothing. So he's one of the best ones. Now, let me give you an example of one of the ones that needs lots of work. I think Q.
I still love him.
Q is the best. He's so cool, so mysterious. But I think because I like his face, love the way he looks, but I think we're going to go ahead and apply a light wash to his coat. And that'll really bring out the coat, bring out the belt, put it on his pants as well. I'm going to have to check the special effect again on Q to see what color it is. We can give this a clear if we need to, or keep it that color. You guys let me know what color you like in the comments. And then also, they failed to put on some of the newspaper type there. So this is actually supposed to be like a flying newspaper, because that's kind of his thing. And so we'll go ahead and put some print on there. Maybe throw an Easter egg on there if we can. If not, then it'll just be printing. I don't want to break the bank. All right, so moving on. We've got Goken, and what I've noticed, I love the two-tone on the base. Look at his base. That is just a detailed ass base. And Goken has some good muscle detail. Again, don't look at the face. What I want to do is I probably want to apply a little bit of wash to his hair. And to his gi. I want to make this belt of his come out more with a wash, so it'll give you the details in the belt. And his skin tone is off. His skin tone is a little dark. So these are the kinds of things that we go back and forth with China over. And right now, things are a little slow, in getting responses, but they're doing the best job that they can. So that's Goken. Over here, we've got Alex. Again, do not look at Alex's face. He looks quite bad. But just look at the muscles and the skin tone there. It's amazing. I love the little attention to detail we did here. We gave him some center blocks and some soda cans. Yeah, we'll say soda cans. And what I would like to do for him to improve him even more is put a light wash on his pants and his boots to bring that out more. And then maybe give a little detail on the hair to help bring out the individual hairs. But other than that, the actual muscle detail looks great.
Yeah.
So we'll move on that. Balrog. Balrog is one of my favorites. This is a very sweet, dynamic pose. He's just got excellent muscle detail. You've got the flame on it. The boxing gloves look great. The base is awesome, though I think I want to change this white color to something more like, I don't know, like a boxing ring. What do you think? Like red on
You
that?
could do that. I mean, that's the color of like what the mats look like.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you think that his base needs a color change, or do you think he looks excellent? We're going to make sure a lot of these, sometimes what you'll find with HeroClix and things like that is the models can sort of lean.
Yeah.
But I get these shipped to me in these containers, basically here. But what you'll be getting is you'll actually get a custom fit container, so that they won't lean or they won't, sort of warp. All right, so that's Bison. And who do we have here? Dulcim. I don't know. I think I showed y'all Dulcim before.
We did show them, yeah.
Okay, then
Dulcim's one of our favorites.
One of our favorites. So we'll go ahead and skip Dulcim. Dan is the
one of our
funniest.
favorites.
I love Dan. So if you look at Dan, look at all that detail we got into his sign.
Just not
right?
his face.
Don't look at Dan's face yet, okay? So the feedback I have here is maybe a light wash on his gi. They noticed how the undershirt is kind of shining a little bit, and they asked if I wanted to tone that down so that it has more of the satin finish, but I don't know. It's almost like he's got Under Armour on, so kind of plays that into that.
And the back of his gi is so good too.
Back of his gi, that's Dan's classic pose here. If you don't know, don't look at his face yet. We're improving on the face, and so don't join his dojo for only $5 now. That's a damn good deal. Now this, I think what happened here is in transportation. Maybe that got pushed down a little bit. I'll check on that to see if we can straighten that out. But if you don't know, Dan does not have very good projectiles and Hadokens. He's got his own version, and they are quite weak. So one of the feedbacks we have is making sure that all the printing on it is aligned. So right here, I told them that I feel like this is a little too misaligned. That might have been good for HeroClix. That might have been good 10 years ago, but with my attention to detail, that's unacceptable to me. So I'm going to have them sort of straighten that up. But otherwise, he's got a fantastic amount of detail. I really like the way DJ has come out. He looks great. Again, his face will be improved just like every single other model's face. What I did ask for is, can we improve the sand in some way? Because to me, it looks like melted ice cream. Also, I think the lines on the maracas need to be darkened and given a little bit more color. And once we get those things and his final face, we'll be good to go on DJ. Next up is Makoto. I absolutely love Makoto's base. She's got that, sort of, what do you call it when you push around? It's like a dojo, the Zen garden look to it. A little bit of grass. We've got some special effects going all across that. Now, the problem with Makoto, her skin tone. Her skin tone is a little off. Her face is completely wrong. So don't look at her face. And then this hand here, it appears that they rotated it too much. So don't worry about that, guys. That will be fixed. But there's Makoto. And some of you may be wondering, well, wait, isn't Makoto known for like bigger feet? Well, that was just, and bigger hands. That was known for the Street Fighter 4 style. This is actually based off of her original appearance. So check that out. So you got that. And then who do we have next? We have Laura. Now, Laura's face is so bad, I don't want to show you it. Joe, should I show it? I don't think I should.
No, it's a placeholder face.
It is a placeholder face. We don't want to disrespect Laura in any way because I really like her. She's one of my faves. And just look at the amazing detail on the base. I've asked for a little bit more of a light wash on the manhole cover because that will bring out that detail a little bit more. She's got a pretty dynamic pose. She's doing essentially one of her lightning moves. And so there you have Laura, and let me see if I could cover her face and you can see a little bit more. But yeah, she's not looking good on the face, but she's looking good everywhere else. All right. And then again, face is bad on Karen here, so kind of ignore the face. He says it's not so bad, but that's not the file that we gave them.
No, we gave them
that is what China came up with. Okay,
they filled in the blank.
And screw it, AngryJoe exclusive here. I'm going to show you. That's what China came up with as a placeholder until we get them the final face files with the detail, with the eye detail, the teeth detail, the mouth detail, etc. So on this one, I've asked for a little bit of a wash to bring out her hair, so you get a little bit more detail on the hair, and her skin tone is definitely off. It seems with all the ladies we might want to adjust their skin tone, and then her special effects needs help. We're going to go ahead and look at what we can do with her special effect, okay? That was one of the weaker ones, and this one I have lots.
I want more like what
Lots of notes on
Balrog has on his fist, but just more expanded.
Right. And then finally we have E Honda here, and this one you guys can participate in. I freaking love it. Again, don't look at the face. The face is not final. It's the China faces for right now. But I just love, we got the bathhouse on there. The base has great detail. The muscle tone is fantastic. He looks like a sumo wrestler, but also very, very strong. Now here's the discussion, and you guys let me know what you think. I'm in an argument right now with Jason. He wants this milky color, and I want a clear effect, because if you know, that's the 100-handed slap, right? 100-hand slap, and I kind of want that 100 hands to be clear. Let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see this clear? And if I can give you an example,
Yeah, that's the one.
maybe Makoto, maybe that Makoto color over here. This is a little bit of a light bluish. Maybe we could apply that light bluish. So what do you guys think? Milky, clear, or light bluish? Okay. And there you go. I wanted to get into detail with you, and just for comparison's sake, you've got some of these original Street Fighter miniatures. I don't know how well of a job you can do, Joe, showing off a HeroClix Ryu versus the Ryu that we have and the Bison that we have. Now again, the face is going to improve, but even the face that it is right now is already better. I'm not sure, Joe, and if you hit the, have you been doing that with the zooming? Okay, I'm very nervous, Joe, because I want to get the best shots. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over here, and Alex can talk a little bit about the artwork. So, obviously we have a lot of cards.
We have a lot. It's over 1,600 cards coming in the box, and that's just a lot of art. And
1,500. Over 1,500.
Over 1,500, yeah. And so we've got an incredible amount of stuff that needed to be approved. The good news is by the end of this month, every last piece of art will be approved.
Yep.
And we'll have more updates on the Kickstarter page, so be sure that you're checking those updates. We got a lot of great examples that you will see somewhere over here that you'll put in the video. And we're just really excited to be kind of wrapping all this thing up.
I might cover up my face with them.
Oh yeah. So we're really excited that we're finally getting through final improvements. These will be tweaked, and then we'll get the final copy sent over to us.
Yeah.
And,
so what it is you said, as you said, all art on the cards should be approved by the end of August, and then we could get those later on, and then hopefully make some videos for you guys on the characters and things. As today was Wave 2, Wave 3 is coming. I think they said that they're getting the models over there in August 26th, 27th.
Yes.
Then they'll send us pictures. So I could make another update, but I might wait 1 month just so that we have everything and I can make a big substantial update. And I'll show you all the rest of the miniatures you haven't seen here, because there's a few characters that you haven't seen, including special miniatures and things like that. So we'll definitely show that off to you next time we speak, okay? And then they said we should have, if everything goes well. Now, of course, we're going back and forth on colors. If they mess something up, or I'm anal retentive and I need the best, it might take longer, but 6 weeks until we have finals.
Finals of everything.
Okay, we're talking like the real faces. I know it's annoying. What was the deal with the faces? Well, we sent them full bodies, and we didn't have the AI files. We sent them full bodies with the STL files with the correct faces, and then they needed .ai files. So they created .ai files without the face, made up their own face, and then finally we were able to deliver on all the other ones with the corrected faces. So that was what's going on there. But we should have those maybe 6-7 weeks, finals of every single one of our miniature. I think there's 36 miniatures and a trophy, I think is what it is. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong. So that's pretty much it. I am just really proud of these miniatures. Obviously, these are all work in progress. and they're gonna only get better from here, and you'll see that.
But even in this current state, these are still the best board game miniatures I've ever seen, and we've played all of the board games. And so, I mean, that's a big deal. It's like we're really hard on these things because we want statue quality miniatures, and we're going to deliver that to you. You're going to get
sideshow collectible quality, which is insane, never done before.
Yeah.
I want to do this license justice, and I want to do all licenses I work on justice. I don't care about margin. I don't care about making money. I want, my name stamped on it. Wow.
Being part of like this Street Fighter like saga. And we want to be in there.
So there's a link down below if you want to put in your late pledge now. We are continuing to work on it. When will you get these? Well, the Kickstarter updates have said we're still kind of on schedule for like a November, December final production, meaning you'll get it in your hands in early 2020, like when your hands, but production should complete in China, I think November, December, okay? But that's assuming no delays. I always like to consider at least one delay for something, because we haven't seen any of the 3D terrain yet, and the final prints, did they misprint something, even though we gave them the correct file? So you got to factor all that in. Okay, one huge update. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope Joe did some good focusing there for you guys.
I did.
All right, and thank you so much, but don't go anywhere because we have an update on our next game. But that next game won't come out until this one fulfills. That's our commitment to you, okay? All right, so we'll see you in the next segment. Alright guys, what's up? Oh, you're probably not going to be able to hear me with that mask on. Mortal Kombat. Surprise! It's finally time to talk about Mortal Kombat, which is our upcoming game, which also uses the UTS system, Universal Tactics System. We basically have been working behind the scenes on Mortal Kombat decks. You may have seen it in my previous video. However, we've had to update it. We've been developing it for a very long time, but guess what? Mortal Kombat 11 came out in the meantime. So that was a lot of work on this guy.
Redoing everything.
Yeah, he had a lot of Mortal Kombat 10 decks done, which is what we were planning on doing as a core set on 10. But we realized with Mortal Kombat 11, let's do that one. We got the rights to that. So hell yeah. So we are doing Mortal Kombat 11. And what's unique about Mortal Kombat 11 is the different costume pieces.
Oh yeah.
Anytime, you can modular do that. I can't do that on a model. So what I've done is I've picked sort of the most iconic look and some of the best looking pieces there to go on the individual characters, in case you were wondering how that works in our game. Because ultimately, I can only give you one model. Maybe we might have promos in the future that have some of their other costumes.
Stretch goals,
something like that. We'll come up with something. But first, we have to determine what characters you guys want in the game, right? So there is a link down below, which you guys, our audience, that's what the AJ Game Design Corner is here, your participation. Who do you want to see in the Mortal Kombat miniatures game? Okay? Now, there's a few that are pretty obvious. We know who's going to be in the game, right? So we've already started asking our sculptor to start sculpting. Now, you might have seen some sculpts in the past. Those are going to change because those were Mortal Kombat 10. I think the character detail, when we looked at Mortal Kombat 10 and we compared the character models and the detail on there with Mortal Kombat 11, the detail is insane. It is much better. And because we've worked out this massive process with our previous game of detailing and sculpting and being obsessed over it, I think we can take advantage of all the new technology we're using there and actually give you the detail in Mortal Kombat 11. So that's why we decided to do that. So we're going to actually use the sculptor of our previous game, so he sculpts both, So it kind of has a little bit of parody there. I thought that was cool. So I'm actually going to, for the first time ever, show you some images of a few characters that he's already started. So know that these characters may already be in the game, but still vote for them, okay? Because we're not 100% sure, okay? So go ahead.
Sub-Zero's in the game no matter what. He's already I've done the deck twice. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah, no more.
Sub-Zero's in it, okay? And you know what? Angry Joe here. I love all the freaking ninjas, guys. Please vote for the ninjas. I know there are some characters that are not in Mortal Kombat 11 or that are not in Mortal Kombat 11 yet. But I'm going to put the full list there because we can add those. Even though they don't have fighters in Mortal Kombat 11, we can bundle them and say a different set from the MK trilogy, from a different game. Another thing is, if you guys want the robots, I'm going to go with the classic look. That's my one rule, okay? The classic BMX UMK3 robots, that's when they look the
ones from the movie.
But that's if... What movie? I don't know what you're talking about.
I love that.
I love it too, Secret Leap. Anyways, don't bring that up. Okay, so guys, link down below. Vote on the characters you want. We're going to show you several right now. We're going to put it over Alex's face. And... yeah, because, you know, they got to see some of these. They're amazing, amazing attention to detail here. And well, we can put some on my face too, okay? Check this out. What we want to do here, again, is the very same thing that we've done for our previous license. Hold on, phone call. We want to give you amazing detail, pre-painted miniatures, the best in the industry, some special effects added to the miniature, really get their personalities in it, have unique bases for each of these guys, really sort of adding that flavor. Mortal Kombat is a little darker, it's a little more, you know, violent, gory, some of the maps are darker. There's going to be new things in Mortal Kombat. We're adding new elements to this game that are also compatible with other games.
Everything in the UTS system.
Everything in the UTS system. So you'll finally get to do what you want to do and live in... Alright guys, so that's all. That's the news there, announcing that we are going to be launching that Kickstarter. Now, when do we launch the Kickstarter? Licenses are very expensive, right? And we've been working on this for a while. Every day that I sit on this is costing money, right? But I am a man of integrity, and I don't think it's right for us to launch another Kickstarter without delivering our very first game ever. I want to deliver to you our very first game ever so you can see the quality yourself. Even though you're seeing it in the video, I want you to hold it in your hand so you really know, you know, about it. So we are going to launch our Mortal Kombat Kickstarter pretty much day and date when our first project, the previous license, fulfills and you start getting it in your hands. Okay, guys? And maybe a few weeks' time so that you can save up some money. So start saving up for that. That's going to be obviously, you know, in 2020. So prepare for maybe early 2020, maybe some towards the later of the first 3 months. I don't know. We'll have to see together. But I want to offer you guys that commitment that even though it's costing us, let's deliver on our first game so you can see how awesome it is, and then you can pick up the second game because I know you're going to want it. Alright guys, so that's it guys. Thank you so much. I know it's a huge long update video. Again, for our first game, pledges are below. The link for the characters you want to see in Mortal Kombat is down below. Okay guys? Please vote for the good ones like Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn.
Well, yeah, vote for those ones because I may or may not have already started work on those ones.
Those two, but there's others. You guys vote. I'm gonna put Shao Kahn in that. You know, he's in the game, man. And Shang Tsung, it's got a really cool mechanic where okay, we'll see you on the next AJ's Game Design Corner. We'll update you when we've got another big update. All right, guys, maybe next month or one more month, and we're pretty much in the home stretch now. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys. Hey guys, we have a very special message we want to share with you. Live on Kickstarter right now is something happening that's very unique, and it's something that I personally wanted to try to help and do something about. So for those of you who don't know, there was a Kickstarter project several years ago from a company that shall remain unnamed.
Pieces of shit.
Bunch of assholes who basically made a board game version of a very famous license, The Evil Dead. That's right, I'm talking about the Evil Dead 2 board game. Now, if you don't know, I think over 8,000 people pledged to this game.
Yeah, and they got nothing.
And they got basically got robbed. What Jasco has done is they've obtained the rights to Evil Dead and that game, and basically they've made their own version of Evil Dead, and what they're trying to do is fulfill that game for those people if they reach the funding goal for this new version of Evil Dead 2. So basically, for $59, not only do you get your own copy of the game, but also Jasco will pay for the copy for one of those 8,000 old backers that never got their game. At least they get something, right? With all the stretch goals, with all the stuff, except for like the exclusive minis where they made like, they put themselves in the game.
They put themselves in the game. You don't get those.
Assholes. So you don't get those pieces of crap miniatures. So the rules have been changed, improved, but at least these people get something. So when you buy your copy, you're not paying double. You're only paying $59. It's the only pledge level. But if the whole Kickstarter fully funds, not only do you get your game, but 8,000 other people get their game, which Jasco pays for.
It's a great cause. I mean, it's a great way to improve the community, and you know, people were really upset about it. So.
And I personally was upset about it because while I didn't kickstart Evil Dead 2, which I will right now, I'm going to go kickstart Jasco's, I did kickstart the Terminator, which was also done by that previous company that fucked it up and screwed it up. I actually left a comment. I'm like, this is completely unacceptable. What's going on here? I tried to email them. I'm like, something needs to be done about this. So Jasco found out about it. They want to try to do something cool. And you might ask yourself, well, what does Jasco get out of this? If you know, well, not only do we get to make an awesome game and deliver that for $59, but also we get the license so that we can do future things in the future with that license, with the Evil Dead. How cool is that?
Yes.
And if this works out, you could see more things in the future, is all I can say, okay? With regards to that. So just trying to help some people out that got screwed on their game and try to do something cool while offering an awesome game. So please consider backing the Evil Dead 2 Kickstarter if you're interested in the license, board games, dungeon crawlers, or supporting a good cause. All right, guys? Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.